Adam, I came across this hadith which they call authentic. Each of you is a shepherd, and each of you is responsible for his flock. The leader is a shepherd and responsible for his subjects. A man is a shepherd over his household and responsible for them. A woman is a shepherd over her husband's house and children and responsible for them. So each of you is a shepherd, and each of you is responsible for his flock. It's reported in Al-Bukhari 5200, 7138, 2554, 2558, 893, and 2751. Same narrator, yet so many different versions, and we're supposed to call this authentic.
Yes, I know this hadith, Omar. Scholars have twisted it in damaging ways. They use it to pressure sons, daughters, and wives into obeying their version of Islam, and in some cases, it has even led to violence against family members. They even combine it with another fabricated hadith. Command your children to pray when they are 7 years old, and strike them for it when they are 10 years old, and separate them in the beds. But what happens if they still refuse to pray after being struck, disowned, killed? According to these hadiths, yes, that's the conclusion. The covenant that separates us from them is the prayer. Whoever abandons it has disbelieved, and when paired with this hadith, whoever changes his religion, kill him. The message becomes clear. These fabricated hadiths promote violence, not the mercy and truth of the Quran.
So how is this hadith being misused?
Like many so-called authentic hadiths, it clashes with the Quran. Advising your family is one thing, but forcing them to do something is another. Even the Prophet himself was not responsible for compelling people to believe. Allah said in chapter 10, verse 99, "And had your Lord willed, those on earth would have believed, all of them entirely. Then, O Muhammad, would you compel the people in order that they become believers?" Allah also gave us examples from the past to show that you are not accountable for the belief or disbelief of your family members. Allah said in chapter 7, verse 83 about the wife of Prophet Lot, "So we saved him and his family, except for his wife. She was of those who lagged behind." Did Allah command Prophet Lot to force his wife to believe? No, he did not. Did he even command him to divorce her? No, he did not. Another example is the son of Prophet Noah, who was a disbeliever. Did Prophet Noah disown him? Did he force or beat him into belief? No, he did not. Allah said in chapter 11, verses 42 and 43, "And it sailed with them through waves like mountains, and Noah called to his son who stood apart, 'O my son, come aboard with us and do not be with the disbelievers.' But he said, 'I will take refuge on a mountain to protect me from the water.' Noah said, 'There is no protector today from the decree of Allah, except for whom he gives mercy.' And the waves came between them, and he was among the drowned."
I recall there are several verses in the Quran that say no one is held accountable for another person's actions, right?
That's correct. Allah repeated this principle in many places. No bearer of burdens will carry the burden of another. Allah said in chapter 53, verse 38, that no bearer of burdens will bear the burden of another. And in chapter 35, verse 18, "And no bearer of burdens will bear the burden of another. And if a heavily laden soul calls another to carry some of its load, nothing of it will be carried, even if he should be a close relative. You can only warn those who fear their Lord unseen and establish prayer. And whoever purifies himself only purifies himself for the benefit of his soul, and to Allah is the final destination." And in chapter 17, verse 15, "Whoever is guided is only guided for the benefit of his soul, and whoever goes astray only goes astray against it. And no bearer of burdens will bear the burden of another, and never would we punish until we sent a messenger."
So the hadith I mentioned is completely false?
Yes, it is, Omar. We are required to advise our family members and even others, but claiming that we are responsible for their actions is absolutely wrong and contradicts the Quran. Allah said in chapter 103, verses 1 to 3, "By time indeed mankind is in loss, except for those who have believed and done righteous deeds, and advised each other to truth and advised each other to patience." And in chapter 51, verse 55, "And remind, for indeed the reminder benefits the believers." So saying a man is a shepherd over his household and is responsible for them is completely different from saying he is responsible for advising them.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed discovering the real Islam and found the information helpful.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can continue learning more about Islam directly from the Quran.